After Hours Gaming League battled for 3 months, all culminating in not this match. The grand finals are on Saturday, but what we're watching right now is the grand finals, the consolation finals of the teams that were eliminated in the first round. Those two teams are AMD versus LinkedIn. Right now, these two teams are currently tied 3-3. We will now find out who will be the champion of those eliminated. The best of the fallen, the fastest Reaver Award will come up soon in the After Hours Gaming League Consolation Finals, brought to you by Day 9 TV and supported by Red Bull Gaming. In the bottom left, we see VAR trying to spell something in Icelandic. I went to an Icelandic spelling bee once, and a little boy stood up to the microphone and said, VKKVJJYKVKK. It was incredible. The bottom left, from Team LinkedIn, the ace player in blue, it is VAR. And in the top left, he managed to win a killer Zerg vs. Zerg on Shakura's Plateau. Can he do it again without the AMD green? It will be SQ Neo. The map will be on Tal'Darim Altar. VAR now beginning to do a little bit of his wall off with his supply depot. And now the big question in my eyes is, does he want to open up Hellion? Does he want to open up Expand? The big danger on this map is that there's no ramp. The two entrances to your base are both wide and spread open. Sure, there is a ramp, but it's not a good ramp. It's what people on 4chan would describe as an ramp. It doesn't actually help you very much. So, what the big question is, do I expand and build a bunker because I have to do something anyways? Or do I go for a fast Hellion play? I need to shut up, because right now we are seeing the command center go down for VAR at his natural expansion, as well as SQ Neo doing an expand, following it up with it looks like a 15 spawning pool at standard versus standard. Oh my god, VAR with cojones of brass. Opening up command center, refinery, and then barracks? Certainly not. Certainly yes, says VAR. He will now be going for some sort of tech afterwards. Embarrassingly, there's no wall off here. He needs yet another depot, just a little bit more depot. And there it is. VAR now walling himself in completely, walling himself in fully, devoting his life to that wall off, much like a monk with a vow of silence. Except this vow of silence will be broken in about 30 seconds. I don't know how I create so much hype when nothing is going on, but it's a talent I have honed over years and years of being tired. Now it looks like SQ Neo finishing up that expansion, building but one queen, a second queen. The gas is already down from SQ Neo. Excellent timing. This will allow him to both get maximum dronage up as well as having enough gas left over for some kind of spawning pool. Speed upgrade. I said that and my brain processed it and went, what? But I fixed it. VAR now getting double orbital command. The factory is now in production. He will certainly get a reactor on that. Here it comes. Bam, there it is. There is the reactor going down. In addition to it, the queen coming out. There she is. Puke, queen, puke. If only queens made the same amount of noise with injects as ghosts did when dying. Only then would I be pleased with the design of Starcraft 2, because seriously, I had a ghost come over to my house for dinner and he was talking to me when he stubbed his toe on the corner of a desk. It wasn't very hard, but he was still like, "Oh, never say die." And I was like, Jesus, dude, do you need a Band-Aid? And he was like, what? It's a toe. I'll just cloak the wound and I can still wear flip-flops on the beach. And I was like, you live in California, Ghost, because no one would care that much about flip-flops. Looks like VAR is now adding on that reactor Hellion upgrade. He's getting the tech lab on the barracks. His command center is done, but he doesn't want to yet expand. He needs to make sure that he has those Hellions out first. Bunker now finishing up. In the meanwhile, we see SQ Neo building the Evolution Chamber. Very excellent building placement. Trying to make sure he's completely blocked off for any kind of Hellion. Baneling Nest coming in from SQ Neo. Is he going to try to do a Baneling Burst, the most grammatical attack in all of StarCraft 2? We will only find out if we sit here and wait. But don't worry, I have something in store for you between now and then. And that's commentary. We see two more Hellions now making their way towards the center of the map. For some reason, the pathfinding always makes sure you don't touch the watchtowers on Tal'Darim. Don't know how that makes any sense, but that's the way it is. We see a second gas geyser coming down now. SQ Neo may very well have been building this Baneling Nest defensively as he steps into the main base. He's not the command center yet. It looks like the Hellions now moving up. A queen starts to get set on fire, but like most organic creatures, is pretty resilient to fire. That would not fly in a D&D campaign. Looks like Var manages to successfully roast the Zerglings. There's nothing but fiery dead carcasses on the ground, as well as some Hellion bits. The Queen with their multiple back arms just backhand the Hellions. And we see Var has continued to make largely Marauders, making sure he's relatively safe, adding on maximum barracks. Does he have any sort of upgrade coming? A third command center. There it is. Looks like the third command centers are coming up. Looks like we see two extractors now en route. The layer also coming from SQ Neo, who's still trying to work down on those destructible rocks. But they have a lot of armor, almost as much as most Terran units come with no upgrades. They have 3 armor, which means that this Zerg player SQ Neo from Team AMD will have to be working away at this for quite a while. He's building more Zerglings for the sole purposes of rock battling. And there he goes. Manages to take it out. The Hellions now step by the Xel'Naga Watchtower, find out that indeed there are no bases within vision range of that. We see that the +1 Carapace upgrade has been started. Very critical for Zerglings surviving against tanks. If you get the +1 Carapace upgrade, it takes 2 shots instead of 1 to kill off a Zergling. Oh, the double engineering, Bay. The spirit of Marine King Prime is within Var, only if he remembers to start that +1 armor upgrade. He hasn't done it yet. We have ambiguity as to whether or not the spirit of Marine King Prime possesses Var. It does. And there it is. Incredible. It looks like we see double reactor coming down for Var. He has 2 barracks down right now, getting stim, getting siege mode, getting tanks, building more supply depot walls with those SCVs. The third is going down for SQ Neo. Both of them's builds are going quite much so according to plan. In the main base, we see that SQ Neo has continued to accumulate quite a lot of drones, but he is still behind the Terran, who has been building 3 SCVs at a time, almost as though he has cheat codes on, but not really. Once Game Genie went out of style, people stopped using cheat codes. They invented their own personal Game Genies. And for some reason, end-user license agreements don't agree well with that user's creative implementation of Nintendo software. SQ Neo now getting his 3rd base up, building 13 drones at a time as Spire is getting closer and closer to being finished. But remember, Zerg buildings take forever to build, and Terran buildings are free. Looks like Var now getting a starport up. Not a single medevac on the site. Can't heal any of the Marines, but these Marines, much like those vaccinated in an elementary school, are still healthy. They have that nice Tasmanian devil band-aid on their arm as they continue to rock out at full health with fully fed food throughout the day. Man, am I just going on tangents. It looks like the gas geyser number 5 and 6 from SQ Neo coming up. A little spine crawler hurriedly trying to look busy before the teacher comes back into the classroom, and VAR has managed to saturate his expansion, playing hyper defensively. He has 1/1 upgrades done, and if the spirit of Marine King Prime possesses him, he will get 2/2 started right away, but only if the spirit of Marine King Prime is within him. This engineering bay now idle. Our original supposition did theoretically confirm the existence of Marine King Prime Spirit within VAR, but we don't have the confirmation until +2 upgrades start now. Marine King Prime, a famous Terran player from Team Prime, known for his fast +2/+2 upgrades, needs to start that in order to confirm the existence of the Spirit, and there it is. The spirit of Marine King Prime with VAR, and it looks like a Mutalisk Harass coming in from SQ Neo, is getting the Baneling speed and a very early 4th base. SQ Neo continue to conquer the front, trying to make certain that he maintains that economic lead. But it looks like the purely defensive play from VAR, now getting Combat Shield, a very late Combat Shield, but nothing really going to influence it too much. That +2 upgrade coming up. Meanwhile, SQ Neo is getting the Infestation Pit. 63 drones versus 81 SCVs. Wowzas. Infestation Pit coming up. Love the Baneling upgrades done. No Banelings built yet. Zerg players wait until they see the Terran push and then begin building the Banelings. Looks like VAR has continued to amass tanks. Let's go ahead and look at that unit composition. Only 3 tanks. VAR would like to have a couple more. Wow, he's really doing that in strong force, adding on those other 2 factories. Literally, if he gets 1 round of tanks and finishes that 2/2 upgrade, he has a very nice timing push. SQ Neo is now getting a hive. Wow, with that plus pathogen glands upgrade, the extra energy for when those infestors pop. Look at VAR playing so defensively, getting missile turrets here, missile turrets there, here a turret, there a turret, everywhere a turret. VAR playing so macro-oriented. But the problem is he's going so focused on the defense, so focused on getting to the late game, that he's been unable to put any pressure on SQ Neo, who's now getting a hive and has 1,600 gas stockpiled up. This is why you wait for Banelings as Zerg. It gives you the chance to save the gas in case your opponent doesn't attack, but here comes VAR. Looks like VAR is starting to step forward. A couple of Zerglings do manage to eliminate a small force of units. Lings are 0/1 upgrades right now. VAR stepping forward. Will the Banelings be built, or will he spend all of it? Oh, there's the Banelings coming down right now. From the angle, VAR trying to pick them off. VAR with the double stem. Oh, wow. Holy cow, that's so much damage. 24, 48, 50 Marines. 20 damage done to each. I mean, you have to have a degree in mathematics to know how brutal an amount of damage that was dealt. And here come a small number of Banelings. Oh no, SQ Neo may have lost his patience a little bit. Oh, he gets He gets 3 huge hits back to back to back. A couple of Banelings roll away while Terran's hating. That is exactly what SQ needed to be able to stay in this game. And now we see the Zergling, Baneling, Mutalisk force rolling on in VAR with a tank. Sank to the bottom of the Creep Ocean, much like a new modern version of the Titanic. Except Jack did let go. He was like, I'm done with this, you're too clingy. And he swam away to safety on top of another raft. Ever notice how at the end of the Titanic, all the dead bodies floated on top of the water, but for some reason Jack sank to the bottom? Did he steal too much change when he was on the Titanic? Never made sense to me. I'll ask James Cameron next time he's at my LAN party. Looks like VAR is en route to some sort of 3/3 upgrades. SQ Neo is rapidly getting close to Greater Spire Tech. He's getting close to Greater Spire Tech. Greater Spire Tech. Oh no, he needs to start building those Corruptors now. It's 40 seconds till Greater Spire Tech is done. 26 Banelings being morphed in the middle of the map. SQ Neo needs to get the Greater Spire Tech. He needs to get the Greater Spire Tech. He desperately needs the tech of the Greater Spire. He needs the Corruptors. Where are the Corruptors? He needs the Corruptors. He desperately needs the Corruptors. SQ Neo starting to advance forward now, eliminating all the spine crawlers. The Zergling Baneling in the wrong position. Will he lose this hatch? Zerg is now springing in. Where are the Corruptors? Oh, there's the Corruptors, and it looks like the AMD Zerg, under so much pressure in these Consolation finals, he needs to pull it together and get the Corruptors up. He needs to get the Corruptors Banelings rolling every which way like tumbleweeds of death and Midwest highways. VAR has Medivacs there at the third expansion. And it looks like he also has this tank line continuing to spread. Oh no, the Banelings, the Banelings, the Banelings! Where are the rest of the Banelings? Being morphed on that side, they get taken down. There's the 7 Corruptors coming up. If SQ Neo manages to just eliminate the small force, keep the third alive. Can he keep the third alive? We have the forces rolling in, and he doesn't manage to keep it alive. A devastating loss for the AMD Zerg, as now the tanks, the Thors, all the armies now part of the entire force up at that third base, but we do see the 7 Corruptors coming up. The 7 Corruptors, if only they finish earlier, take a full 40 seconds, and will they have time to morph into those deadly, devastating Broodlords? And there they are, 3 morphing in right now, 5. They take a full 34 seconds. It takes almost a minute to turn something into a Broodlord. It looks like the 4th is now the 3rd, and SQ Neo at 100 supply. VAR advancing forward. He sees victory at the front gate, but he doesn't know that there's Broodlords behind the front gate because he doesn't have binoculars, and now the Banelings continue to roll in. Oh my god, VAR gets totally owned again. Evolution Chamber under some serious duress. And now the fleet of Broodlords is all that stands between SQ Neo and death. Oh, AMD second in the wild card free-for-all. Will they be able to pull the comeback and get first in the Consolation finals, or is VAR's 3-2 Marines from LinkedIn going to be a little bit too much? It looks like VAR, with a 1-1-1 in game number 4, manages to pull the miracle and get to game number 7 against Zerg, playing a brilliant long-term macro game that is crushing the front. LinkedIn has done it. Team LinkedIn has won the Consolation finals. An incredible display of skill from VAR, winning 2 out of his 2 games in the AHGL Consolation finals. Keep in mind, this was not the grand finals. For the grand finals, tune in to www.twitch.tv/Day9TV. where you will get the chance to see me and Husky Starcraft cast the grand final between IBM and Epic Systems. The winner of that match will donate $5,000 to the charity of their choice. So whatever you do, keep your Saturdays free, for we will have maximum fun going down. Day9 and Husky will see you then. Until that point in time, rock out to the music. Thanks for tuning in, and you are amazing.